welcome to this episode of Spirituality in the 21st Century. I'm Shari from Energy Tarot Magic, and I'm so pleased that you joined me today. This coming week is a powerful one and a confusing one, so let's go ahead and get into it. I know that this week a lot of people, their minds are very heavily weighed by the coronavirus and every bit of craziness that's attached to it, and I wanted to address that with you guys today. I was very fortunate and was able to catch a Facebook Live with Emily Aarons and Kim Woods. And you've heard me talk about both of them before. This particular one was addressing the coronavirus and helped me to feel a little better and really helped me to understand the energy that's happening right now. They talked about what's going on in the world and how that energy of the universe is affecting how we feel about what's happening. You know, the energy itself is kind of chaotic and all stirred up and crazy. And then you add to that the craziness of what's going on around you, and you have this fear-based craziness that is leading people to do very strange things and to worry and to be so upset about everything. And yet, my biggest takeaway from their Facebook Live yesterday was accept that your faith will get you through all of this and don't let yourself be led by fear. I haven't honestly been particularly afraid because I listened to the facts, I've looked at information, and I've been proactive. The information is out there if you want to do the research. I'm going to share a little bit of it with you here in this segment. But I want you to know that unless you are in one of the high-risk groups, your chances of dying from the coronavirus are lower than dying from the seasonal flu. Okay, so let's talk about this. One of the things that Kim shared with us is that right now we are being ruled by the surfer, which from one of her oracle decks gives you that feeling of, okay, surfers ride the wave, they go with the flow. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be allowing ourselves to be overwhelmed. Instead, we should be proactive, because when we react, we get overwhelmed. When we are proactive, we are prepared, and that's something to think about. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't be taking normal common sense precautions regarding the coronavirus. Social distancing is important right now. It's important for you to stay in unless you need to go out so that you are not coming in contact with someone who may be infected, because this is a very communicable disease. It's very contagious. So if you are in contact with more people, you run a higher risk of contracting the virus. This is an introvert's dream, to be honest. If I don't have to leave the house, I'm not going anywhere. Fist bumps and thumbs up are acceptable greetings now. We don't have to shake hands. We don't have to hug. Close personal contact, especially with people that may have been traveling, is something that you want to avoid right now. You're going to wash your hands as often as you think about it and wash it for long enough that you're actually taking the germs off. But this is something you should be doing every day anyway. So it's not like this is a new thing. It's not like this is something out of the ordinary. Once you've washed your hands, try to avoid touching your face. And I know how difficult that is. I'm sure you're counting how many times I've touched my face so far today. And I have an itch in my eyebrow right now, so I'm going to do it again. We touch our faces all the time, even though we've known for ages that it's a great way of communicating germs from your surfaces to your body. Right now, try to be conscious of it. If you've been out and you've come in contact with people or surfaces, try to keep your hands away from your face. And I know I think about it more now than I have in the past, but I also know that there are sometimes you got to scratch an itch. So don't panic. If you have a fever, a cough, trouble breathing, any of the symptoms of the coronavirus, go to your doctor, get tested. I understand that it's expensive to go to the doctor when you're sick, and a lot of us have avoided it. I can tell you that I have not been to a doctor for an illness, and I couldn't tell you how many years. And that's because I don't have insurance, and I understand that. However, in this case, because we know that this is a disease that is causing problems worldwide, it's important to go to the doctor, get tested, and then if you are positive for the coronavirus, to isolate yourself, to self-quarantine. Keep yourself away from all the people in your life. That way you're not sharing this particular virus because of how easy it is to share. These are common sense things that you can do. This is a proactive approach to how to deal with this situation. If you're not in one of the high-risk groups, the common sense precautions should be enough to keep you safe. And even if you do contract the virus, you should recover, and you should recover fully. The high-risk groups are people over 60 with pre-existing conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, those sorts of things, and people with compromised immune systems. These are the higher risk groups, and if you have someone like this in your family, check in with them, make sure they're still feeling well. But if you're not a member of one of those high-risk groups, stop panicking. It's not as deadly as the seasonal flu has been. And we know that this year's flu wasn't that big of a deal on the news. You know, it may have been a bigger deal worldwide, but we didn't see it. We weren't constantly bombarded with it the way we are being bombarded with the coronavirus. So keep in mind that some of what you're feeling is fear based on that dump of information that we've been getting about the coronavirus. According to the WHO and the CDC, this is less deadly than the SARS and H1N1 outbreaks from past years. And you didn't see the kind of panic then that you're seeing now because we were given more information and fewer reactive pieces of nonsense that we've been getting this time. We knew the facts and that gave us comfort, so we didn't panic. That means it's up to you to educate yourself. If you're concerned about the coronavirus, rather than worry, which doesn't help anybody, do some research. Find out what you need to know to be proactive rather than reactive in this time of confusion. It's up to you to be responsible for your own reactions to what's going on right now. Remember that you can freak out, buy up all the toilet paper you can find, and cover yourself in antibacterial gel, which, if you think about it, isn't for viruses, though it may make you feel better. It's not designed to take out viruses. It's for bacterial. That's why it's called antibacterial. You can research the facts, arm yourself with them, and then choose to be a leader rather than a lemming. So once you know what's going on, I promise your heart is going to be eased. And then you can stand up and say, look, people, we don't need 90 rolls of toilet paper for the next 2 weeks. We're going to be fine. As for the astrological energy, I'm going to direct you to the January energy clearing and astrological outlook that Emily and Kim did earlier this year. They shared the details of the crazy 2020 energy that we're all dealing with, and they did it much better than I can do it here. So I'm going to put a link on this video here in just a moment. Remember that 2020 is a rite of passage year, and what that means is it's going to test you in every way that it possibly can so that you come out on the other end stronger and better able to be the best person you can be. You'll be expected to lead. We are the leaders that we've been waiting for, so don't back down when you're asked to lead. You'll come out of this year stronger and more sure of your path than you went into it. The energy is going to begin to settle, but not for some time. It may be June before you start feeling less chaotic energy. So strap in and try to enjoy this roller coaster ride. And for now, the two things to remember are ride the wave and go with the flow, and pivot, not panic. In other words, find a way to take control of what you can control without losing your mind, and release what you have no control over and let the universe handle it. I want you all to know I believe we will survive this craziness and will thrive with the passing of the year. I want you all to be careful, be smart, and be a leader. Okay, so the energies this week are going to bring a calming effect to our lives that will help us completely recover after the Mercury retrograde. And it will also help us prepare for the turning of the wheel of the year, which is happening a little later this week. Monday, March 16th is the last quarter in Sagittarius. This is energy of pacification and stability. So this is useful since we just came out of Mercury retrograde and we need the more peaceful, less chaotic energy. I just talked about COVID-19 and all of the chaos that's going on. Those are the bigger, stronger energies right now, but the energies I'm talking about in this segment are the day-to-day energies, and so they're a little bit different, and that's why we have a little bit more peace coming, and you should feel a little bit better this week. People are going to be a little more calm and orderly. They'll tend to follow rules and routines. They'll long to give and receive advice and recommendations. This is the time to seek out teachers and protectors. So if you're looking for a mentor, this is a good time to look for one. There'll be an increased interest in social life and your place in society. This one is going to be tough to handle because right now what we need to do is we are socially distancing ourselves so that we can kind of self-quarantine so that we're not sharing this virus because of how communicable it is. So while you may feel like you want to reach out to people, if you really don't have to leave the house, try and stay home if you can. There's going to be an increased desire for more stable and comfortable life. It's the best time for educational work. So if you're studying, you've got tests, things like that, now's the time to work on those. The health vulnerabilities at this time are blood, circulatory system, liver, and skin. Liver detoxes are not recommended. You should avoid prolonged walks, hikes, and things that strain your legs because of the circulation. Avoid fat, heavy foods, and balance your plant and animal proteins. It's a good time to stimulate your heart, stimulate and heal your respiratory system so you can work on some breathing practices and exercises and yoga. From Tuesday, March 17th through Wednesday, March 18th, we're in the waning crescent in Capricorn, and this is an emotional charge in the world that will decrease. So you'll start to see people starting to calm themselves over the coronavirus, I believe. And you will notice that there's a feeling of responsibility and duty. People will be more practical and logical, less sensitive and demanding toward others. It's the best time for scrupulous fulfillment of professional duty and responsibility. So this is the time where if you can't do it, don't promise you will, because people will expect more from you. Work that needs precision and attention to detail, this is a good time for that. And your health vulnerabilities include your bones, joints, and gallbladder. So you want to avoid physical strain, especially on the spine and bones. Avoid the dentist or spine surgery or therapy. And this is a good time for healing work. And that's something that I did want to mention, is that if you can find someone to work with your energy and work on helping you heal, this is a great time to reach out to that person. And I can tell you, I'm one of those people. If you're interested in a chakra balancing and clearing or some Reiki, things like that, I can do those things. Just contact me and I'll help you with that. March 19th through 21st, we move into the waning crescent in Aquarius. This is where feelings of inner freedom and openness will come in. Emotions will be more alive and are expressed more freely. We won't be able to stand pressure or impose limitations. So this is not the time to let somebody tell you how to live your life. This is the time for you to decide how to live your life. Inner feelings of independence will become your main priority, and you'll feel a desire to allow yourself more freedom. You may also have a desire to splurge in shopping or food, or desires for something new, or take unexpected actions and behaviors. So these are things to keep in mind and kind of balance with the rest of your life. If you don't have the money, don't splurge. If you aren't feeling well, watch what you eat, things like that. This is a good time for reforms, experiments, and implementation of new ideas, even risky projects. So this is a good time to take some risks. Just make sure they're calculated risks. You're going to need to spend more time among people, friends, and colleagues and acquaintances. And just because you can't physically be with folks doesn't mean you can't spend time with them. We have technology, folks. This is technology. You're spending time with me right now. You can also do, a Facebook Live in a group with a bunch of friends. Anything that connects you with people, you can still do it. Even though we're saying stay home and don't physically connect with people, you can still technologically connect with people, and you want to do that. Don't go overboard with any kind of desire to show off. This is one of those kind of negative aspects of the energy that's coming up. Your health vulnerabilities are your legs, your nervous system, your sense organs, and so you want to avoid prolonged walks, hikes, and anything that strains your legs. Avoid nervous system stress if you can, and your heart will become stronger. It's a good time for stimulating your heart as well as for vigorous physical training and exercise. The spring equinox will hit at 11:50 p.m. on March 19th. So that's something that we will discuss a little bit later, but that is balancing energy. So all of the kind of chaos that's been thrown up in your face recently, you can work to balance that in this week because of this equinox coming up. March 22nd is your waning crescent in Pisces. This is where romantic feelings and heightened intuition become prevalent. You'll feel kind of dreamy and mystical, so don't try to do anything too serious during that time. You'll find an increased interest in religion, magic, and the unknown. People will often become softer, more tender, and sentimental, and you want to be able to speak kind words to and give compliments to your loved ones. Connect with them however you can. You'll have a deeper understanding of hidden meanings of life, events, and different things going on. More intimate perception of beauty, art, poetry, and music. And this is the time to get out and visit theaters, museums, art exhibitions, watch movies, read favorite books, and look deeper at those things that speak to you in those areas. So with the changes in the energies and the coming holidays and equinox, crystals appropriate for this time of year can help you balance the input of the energy around you with your own energetic field. So some crystals to help you connect with Ostara and the equinox include rhodochrosite, which is good for embracing fertility and nurturing your inner critic so that you can release self-doubt. Tiger's eye to refuel your energy levels as the days get longer. Chrysocolla to review plans and intentions set up to this point in the year. So you can go back into February and January and look at the intentions that you've set and what progress you've made. Carnelian is to reaffirm your spark of life and take action, which is connected to the chrysocolla. So once you've reviewed your intentions, what actions can you take in order to move forward on them? Appetite will foster and nurture your support network, which is incredibly important right now. I've talked about the fact that 2020 is going to require you to create, join, and nurture a support network. Right now, it's incredibly important that you connect with them again and make sure that everyone is staying connected in that support circle. Again, technology allows you to connect with people on a much larger level than we may have in the past. So don't feel like you're isolated and alone just because you can't physically go out and meet with people. So use technology to your advantage. Serpentine will help you shake off your winter cloak and spring forward with confidence and will help you to trust your own judgment. Some herbs to help you find balance during this crazy time. Dandelion root, leaf, and flower will disperse excess heat that can manifest as inflammation, indigestion, meanness, and anger. It's also great for those who are feeling sluggish with moments of intense anger and irritation. So all of that crazy energy that's built up in you that may have you lashing out at friends and family, this dandelion can help you kind of calm that and flush it out. Burdock root is an excellent cleansing herb and removes excess waste from the body, including wasteful emotions. And nettle is great for waking up your body after the winter. So, we've been kind of slow and drowsy. Nettle is great for perking you up. These are all great herbs for creating balance, and I'm going to recommend, again, an herbal bath or shower to help you get the effects of these herbs without having to necessarily ingest them. I don't particularly like the taste of dandelion or nettle, but they're great herbs to use for the purpose of balancing your energy. The first 2 months of this year have been really tough. I know they've been tough for me. I know they've been tough for pretty much everyone I know. If you're feeling like you can't get your feet underneath you, consider taking this ritual herbal bath to help you find balance in your life. You're going to need some dandelion and some nettle. And as far as the dandelion goes, you can use any part of the dandelion for this because you're not ingesting it. So you can even use the stems if you have them. Nettle, be careful with nettle. Some people are allergic to it. So if you find that touching it makes you itchy, I probably would not put that in this bath for you because that's going to make your whole body itchy. You'll want to include tiger's eye, amethyst, fluorite, and you'll need to grab a cotton bag. So run your bath, prepare your shower, add the herbs to the bag and place it in the water, either under the spray of the shower or in the tub with you. You want to place the stones around you in the tub or shower, and then just relax. Let the water wash over you. Let your body settle into the healing energies that you've created here. And this is especially true if you want to use the Pisces energy that comes at the end of this week. This would be a great time for this particular bath because you're connecting with water, you're connecting with the calm that comes with water, with the balance. We float. Why do we float? Because we have balance with the buoyancy of our bodies and the supportive energy of the water. So it's a balance. All of those things come together, and however you feel most comfortable, that's the way that you should work with this. When you're finished with the bath, let the herbs dry out and then burn them to release the energy again. And put the stones where you can benefit from their energies or carry them with you until your next cycle comes through. I would recommend just keeping them with you, especially the amethyst, because that's really going to help with the chaos and energy that we've been dealing with on the bigger scale in the universe. Amethyst is one of the stones for 2020, and so it's important to have that energy around you to help you survive all of this. I hope you enjoy this bath because I'm looking forward to mine. So many people come to me with questions about how to increase abundance in their lives. So I decided to address some great creative ideas to help you boost abundance in your life this week. Abundance is as much about your mindset and energy as it is about your actions. So the first place to start is by looking at your energy. Consider, how do you feel about money? Is it a positive part of your life or something negative? And why do you feel that way? What is at the root of your feelings about money? If you can start here and get your mind and energy aligned with a positive view of money and how it impacts your life, you'll find any activities you participate in as regards abundance will be much more successful. You can also use a guided meditation to help you clear and align your energy with a positive view of money. If you have any questions about that or you're looking for one, please do contact me. I know some folks who have great resources regarding aligning energy with positive money. Once you've worked on your energy and mindset, it's time to take action. You can think good thoughts about money all you want, but if you don't take action and change the way you behave about and towards abundance, you'll remain stuck where you are. Some activities you can perform to help open yourself and your energy to abundance include decluttering your wallet or purse. Have you looked at how you treat the physical representations of abundance in your life? Is your wallet or purse organized, neat, and respectful of what you keep in it, or are you looking into a big old mess? If you don't respect the physical representations of abundance, how can you expect abundance to flow in your life? I have always favored small purses because I don't like the junk that accumulates in a big purse. So when I look in my purse, there's essentials, and when I look at the way where my money is, my cards are all organized. They're in little pockets that are built into the purse, and any cash I might have would be tucked in there with them, and any change that might be left over, I usually just drop into the little zipper pocket because then it doesn't go everywhere. I also keep 3 pennies in my purse that have been squashed, and I have them squashed at different places in my life that I visited that have that machine, and I still see that as a respectful treatment of the money, because what it did was it connected to me very personally on an emotional level when my fiance brought me a penny that he found while he was filming The Walking Dead in Sonoy, in the little section where they film the parts for Alexandria. He picked up the penny, he brought it to me when we were in Sonoy not too long after that. I took it to the Walking Dead shop and had it squashed there so that it says Walking Dead on it, and that's a very personal connection for me to that particular piece of money. So if you can connect on personal levels, do that, and make sure that you're cleaning things out of your wallet or your purse. You don't need to keep receipts that have been in there for 3 months. You can get rid of those. Another thing you can do is collect your coins. Get a jar, get a bowl, wherever you want to put it. Collecting the coins into one place maybe you want to create a piece of art to collect your coins in. It's connected to your respect for the physical representations of abundance, and it's likely that you have more money than you think you do because coins add up faster than you expect. Collecting coins is a physical act that shows your respect for money and the recognition that even the smallest abundance is honored. Be grateful for every coin you find. You can also tell the money that you love it. It might feel silly, but when we speak our feelings, they solidify the energy we associate with them. And so speaking the love opens you up to welcoming abundant energy into your life. You also would want to set abundant intentions. They can be as simple as, I am abundant, I am grateful, I am secure. They must be what you truly want. If you want an abundance of wealth, make your intention, I am wealthy. If you want an abundance of joy, make your intention, I am joy. And when you set intentions, write them down. There is power in the written word because it takes energy and it takes focus to write things down. Handwrite them, don't type them. I don't care if you handwrite them on your iPad, but handwrite them because the energy is very different between handwriting and typing. For me, I've always thought more clearly when I handwrite something than if I type it. Although sometimes typing is the only way to handle it because my brain gets ahead of my hand when I handwrite. So find a comfort zone for yourself. Get yourself a nice notebook where you can write down your intentions and use a pen that's comfortable. Make it a ritual. Enjoy the handwriting activity and put your energy into it so that the intentions will be charged. You want to then feel the reality of your intention. Visualize your life with the reality of your intention and create that reality in your life. Align your energy with your desire and intention. So feeling that reality is aligning your energy. It's not what makes things happen, but it is a way of showing the universe that you are open to those things happening. Then take action towards your intention. Creating an intention is important, but without action, it's nothing but a wish. And if you want more wealth, look at how you can earn more, create more, and connect more, as opposed to just waiting for the universe to drop a lottery win in your lap, because that's probably not what's going to happen. It's crazy, but we set intentions to be more abundant and wealthy, and yet sometimes we turn up our noses at how the universe says, here, this is how it happens, because maybe it's not how we expected it to happen. My fiance and I are currently using a GoFundMe to help cover costs for something in our lives, and we have been floored and just so immensely grateful for the response that we've gotten. And we have celebrated every single individual that has donated for this particular cause. And we have celebrated every single donation. We have celebrated between ourselves every loving message that has come to us, because we didn't just ask for money. We asked for love, and we got it in spades. It's pouring buckets of love on us right now. And while that may not be what the initial thought was we need to cover this particular amount. Ultimately, that outpouring of love from people who may or may not personally know us, but who know of us and have shared something with us, has been amazing. And it's worth celebrating every single message. And so that's what we've done. And it's important that when you demonstrate gratitude, that's continuing to align your energy with the abundance. So every time we express our gratitude, and we do so on a daily basis at this point, it is continuing to keep us in alignment with the energy that is bringing all of this abundance into our life. And you have to keep that in mind. It may not come in the format that you think you want it, but it will come. Gratitude and abundance energy alignment meditations can be helpful as well. And we can look more at this subject in the coming weeks. If there's a particular area of abundance that you'd like me to discuss, please contact me via email at, again, sharimalin@gmail.com, and I will put your topics to use. Thank you. So the spring equinox and Ostara are coming up this week. This holiday falls at a point of perfect balance on the journey through the wheel of the year. Night and day are of equal length. And this is important because right now we are really striving for and craving balance in our lives. A lot of folks are feeling out of control. A lot of folks are feeling like they're being weighed down. But ultimately, if you seek balance, it will come into your life. So let's talk a little bit about some crazy things that come up with Ostara and Easter. The first one is you've probably asked yourself, why is there a rabbit connected to Easter? Well, that comes from the Celtic tradition where the hare is sacred to the goddess Esther or Ostara. And the hare represents rebirth in nature and is connected with the moon, which dies every morning and is resurrected every evening. It is a symbol of immortality. So it is also a symbol of fertility and abundance. If you think about it, Easter is about immortality. It's about the rebirth of Jesus Christ. And so pulling from the Celtic tradition, that's where we get the Easter Bunny. Easter is the Christian holiday representing rebirth and is connected to the moon and the equinox because the date of Easter is determined by the first Sunday following the first full moon following the equinox. That's Easter Sunday. That's why it changes every year. The Easter Bunny comes from the pagan tradition of the hare and the goddess and brings eggs to children as a symbol of rebirth and resurrection. So while it may seem a little strange to connect one of the high holy days of Christianity with one of the holy days of the pagan faiths, that's where it all comes from. The eggs are there because they contain potential and are full of new life. It symbolizes rebirth of nature, fertility of the earth, and all creation. The yolk represents the sun god encircled by the white goddess in perfect balance. And some of the traditions that you might come across for Ostara, they are They include hot cross buns, which represent the Celtic cross, 2 equinoxes crossed by 2 solstices, and then shows you the 4 seasons. It cycles through the wheel of the year and those 4 seasons. A serpent or dragon, Esther or Ostara, is connected with the serpent or dragon energy, and serpent and kundalini energy is exploding at this time of year. That's why all the trees are in bloom, and if you live in the South, you've got pine pollen on everything, because that's sexual energy just kind of exploding out of the earth. Some spring flowers that you might come across that represent new life, bright colors, and positive energy. Daffodils, I've already been looking at daffodils for a few weeks here in the South. Primroses, which I haven't seen around here very much, but I do know they're pretty prevalent farther up north. I love violets. Crocuses, which I haven't seen since I left the north. I think they're just not a southern flower. Celandine, catkiss, and pussy willow. Those are great ways to connect with the energy. If you know, March of Dimes, I think, does a daffodil sale about this time every year. It's great to, you know, get some of those, share them with friends. If you just look at flowers, I don't know about you, I don't really like cut flowers because you're presenting someone with something that's on its way to death. Instead, I'd rather have plants and potted flowers. So I go to, you know, a grocery store, or I look at Lowe's, and they have these big displays with all these pots of flowers. Those just make me so happy. I can stand there and look at those or take pictures of them and just enjoy them. Ostara is a great holiday for including children in your celebration. When I was part of and leader of a coven many years ago, Ostara was one of my favorite holidays to celebrate with the folks who were in our coven, because they could bring their kids and we could do egg hunts and make flower crowns and just have fun outside after being cooped up over December, January, and February. And kids and rituals are so exciting and fun, because what happens is you get that playful energy that as adults sometimes we forget to use, and it just overflows into your ritual. One of the most favorite rituals of my whole life was it was a Samhain ritual that I did with friends and family in Georgia. And we created these little plastic lights where the kids could go around and light the plastic lights instead of lighting candles, so they could be active participants in the ritual. So however you set up your ritual for Ostara, consider making it kid friendly. Consider, you know, using battery operated candles instead of real candles so the kids can light them, because there is nothing better than to a kid than pushing a button and whoo, light. They love that stuff. Doing the egg hunts was great. We had an Ostara ritual where we took the kids out to our ritual space and let them decorate. You know, they found flowers, they found rocks, whatever it was that appealed to them. They decorated our 4 points for us and had a grand old time. We colored eggs and we had so much fun. I know a lot of folks feel like ritual always has to be so serious, and yet the joy of ritual is something that we crave. You know, they're used to the Christian traditions or the Jewish traditions, where you have to be quiet and reverent and serious. And if you think about it, the divine has made us want to laugh. And so why would they not want to laugh with us? So spend some time with your friend, with your family if you can. Enjoy the energy that is creating balance and moving towards, you know, the harvests, and plant your seeds, get things ready. Bigger energy is coming, and enjoy yourself. Hi, everybody. This is the weekly Oracle card Outlook reading, and I want to introduce you guys to this really great Oracle deck. This is Emily Aaron's Angel in Your Biz Oracle deck, and this was thankfully a gift from Emily to me. And I have been adoring this deck since I got it. I use it literally every single day. So let's take a look at the deck and we can look at the reading. These cards are just a little bit big for my hands, and so I have found a kind of different way to work with them. Normally I would just shuffle like I was playing poker, but that doesn't really feel comfortable for me because these cards are, like I said, just a little bit too big for my hands. So what I do is I usually shuffle it at least once, and then I start just kind of working through the deck and picking a card here and there, and I usually go for 3. So there's my 3 cards. Now, what are they? We have outsource, which says stop trying to do everything yourself, or alone, I'm sorry. This is something I personally have a problem with because I tend to do everything myself because I'm the one I trust. However, it's exhausting, and we know this, and this is my reminder today: don't do everything yourself, ask for help. The next one is uploading. Breathe deeply into your expansion. And this, I think, is coming to me today because of yesterday and the discussion that I was privileged enough to catch with Emily and Kim. We're being asked to be leaders, and I made the choice yesterday to go ahead and stand up and do that. That's why my show for the 15th of March includes the section on the coronavirus and how we can comfortably get through this. So this is uploading. And then inspiration, it's your purpose to shine your light. And again, this is, I think, coming from yesterday, where I made the decision to go ahead and be a leader and step forward. Now, when you get this deck, it comes with a book, which is upside down and backwards. Let's try that. There we go. It comes with a book, and it includes all of the explanations for all of the cards. There are some card pull organization patterns in here as well. Card spreads. I'm sorry. Oof, that was terrible. Sorry about that. Now, if you want this deck, where can you get it? You can get it at Emily Aarons, EmilyaAarons.com/cards. And if you decide you want to purchase it, you can get 20% off if you enter my personal code, which is my first and last name, SHARIMALIN, all one word, all lowercase. Enter that at checkout and you'll get 20% off. It is a great deck. And like I said, I use it every single day, and I hope that you will check it out and enjoy it. Enjoy your day.